2. The relentless pressure and speed of Chicago Hope will face off against Belleville Althoff, who rode into today's semis on the skills of hit it or dish it Terry Lish. The game on the IHSA TV network is coming up. Championship day here on the IHSA television network. We of course are live in Bloomington Normal at the Redbird Arena for the Class A state championships. 8 came and now it's down to just 3. The Alleman Pioneers have held off Sterling Newman Catholic, and now it'll be the very quick and aggressive Chicago Hope team against Belleville Althoff. And of course this all hinges on Teresa Lish and her ankle. Yesterday, she tore this place up for Belleville Althoff. No-look passes, behind-the-back passes, over 20 points. She is the real deal. But how good will she be if she's only 80 or 90%? Right now, a 90% Teresa Lish, a lot of people would like to have, but will it be a difference maker? Chicago Hope just keeps coming at you. They're not that deep. Only 6 players, but they are so quick and so conditioned, they just bring their game to you. And their problem is, if they get ahead, they can spread the ball out. Lee Hall knows that, so does Roger Lowe. They're set to bring you the second semifinal game. Gentlemen?
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. We are ready to see who will play in tonight's state finals, Roger, and this is an age-old battle in the United States. North against South. It's Belleville Althoff taking on Chicago Hope out of the Public League. And the big key to today's game is the health of Teresa Lish, who hurt her ankle last night.
Teresa Lish hurt her ankle last night with about 4 minutes to go in the game. We've watched her warm up. She looks like she's ready to play. I don't think it's going to be a major factor, Lee.
And Chicago Hope will be testing that ankle because they're going to press full court today. Let's take a look at how these two teams got here. First, for the visitors, Chicago Hope winning in the semifinals against Chicago Clark in a big way. Then they got past Chicago Christian. A little bit tougher game against Lombard Montini in the Super. And then a hard-fought game last night, getting past Kankakee McNamara 41-36. For Belleville Althoff, 23-5 coming in. They beat Piasaw Southwestern by 12. Then they beat Freeburg in the sectional final. They got past Carrollton in the super sectional. And then another ranked team fell last night. Pretty dominating performance by Althoff, 64-47 in that win over second-ranked Paris. A lot of ranked teams have fallen in the wake of Belleville Althoff.
Absolutely. This is going to be a very competitive game between two very good basketball teams.
Let's take a look at our key players to today's ball game. First for the Lady Eagles out of Chicago Hope.
We got Precious Gaddis. Yesterday, 13 points. Most importantly, 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Everything goes through Precious Gaddis for the Hope team.
She scored 13 points in last night's win in the quarterfinals. Now, for Belleville Althoff, we already talked about her. It all begins and ends with Teresa Lish.
Everything goes through Teresa Lish. 25 points yesterday, 11 for 13 from the line, 5 assists, first team All-State. For them to win this game today, she's going to have to be healthy and play 32 minutes.
All right, let's take a look at the keys to the game first for Hope.
First of all, keep away. You got to keep the ball away from Teresa Lish. Paris could not do that yesterday. Every time Lish has the ball, something good happens. Remain stoic. I've never seen a more unflappable team than Hope yesterday. But McNamara punched them in the nose, and they never flinched. And finally, Precious and Few. That's a short bench for Hope, and they've got to make sure that they keep those players out of foul trouble.
I'm glad you didn't sing there. I thought you were going to break into that 70s number there. And now the keys for Belleville Althoff.
Once again, Belleville Althoff has the golden ankle. How well will that ankle respond for Teresa Lish? Step it up. The other 4 players have to be able to step it up and get to the bench. Once again, it's a capable but an unproven bench for Hope.
All right, so it's Belleville Althoff taking on Chicago Hope in today's second semifinal. The winner will get Rock Island Alleman here tonight in a hard-fought game. They beat Sterling Newman here in the first semifinal at Redbird Arena. Let's go to PA announcer Jeff Fritzen for today's starting lineups.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for the second semifinal game of the Class A Girls State Basketball Tournament. First, from Hope High School in Chicago, number 3, Latir Eason. For Althoff High School from Belleville, number 12, Teresa Lish. For Hope, number 10, Precious Gaddis. And for Althoff, number 22, Montrese Coggins. For Hope, number 14, Xavier Tony. For Althoff, number 32, Alicia Goodwin. For Hope, number 23, Takara Gray. For Althoff, number 42, Michelle Mabry. For Hope, number 25, Jasmine Stewart. And for Althoff, number 44, Megan Gears. Hope is coached by Janelle Spearman in her 6th year with a record of 155 wins and 30 losses. The Lady Eagles bring a 24-10 record into the game. Althoff is coached by Lori Crunk in her 7th year with a record of 129 wins and 59 losses. The Crusaders bring a 23-5 record into today's semifinal matchup. Your officials for this semifinal game: from Alsip, Bob Riesick; from Geneseo, Rick Farrell; and from Peoria, David Freckleton.
And we are back and ready to go here. Belleville Althoff and Chicago Hope. Althoff 23-5 after yesterday's win. Chicago Hope 24-10. And there's a look at our starters. It's Takara Gray, Stewart, Eason, Gaddis, and Tony for Chicago Hope. Mabry, Lish, Coggins, Goodwin, and Gears for the Lady Crusaders. We're just about ready to get underway here in our second semifinal. Bob Riesick, Rick Farrell, David Freckleton are officials for today's second semifinal. The winner gets Rock Island Almond for the state championship here tonight. And the opening tap goes to the Lady Eagles of Chicago Hope, 24-10 coming into this ball game.
And right off the start, you see a very interesting matchup. Lish trying to cover Laxavia Tony.
And it will go the other way at the other end of the floor. Tony will be given the tough task of trying to shut down junior Teresa Lish.
Now Lish is moving pretty well right now, Lee, so let's just say this is going to be a non-factor.
Gaddis into the lane. Nice move, and she's fouled on the way there.
One thing I think the fans are going to want to watch today is what I saw last night. This Hope team, as I said in the preview, a very unflappable team. They don't change emotion much. They don't get high. They don't get low. They just play a pretty businesslike 94 feet for 32 minutes.
Precious Gaddis, 5'7" junior, 72% free thrower for Janelle Spearman. And clanks that one no good. Crusaders come away with it, 1-0. And let's take a look at these two teams. We mentioned, now that's the wrong one, but we mentioned that Althoff from just outside St. Louis. And of course, Chicago Hope from the big city. Trying to win their second state championship. Hope won here in 2003.
One thing Hope, again, wants to try to do is not let Lish touch the ball, especially in scoring positions. So when she gives it up, they'll probably try to take it back away from her.
The ankle appeared to be no problem there, but she missed the shot, and here come the Lady Eagles the other way, leading it 1-0 in the opening minute of play. Well, you knew it was going to have to be pretty serious for Teresa Lish not to tape it up and play in this game today. Laxavia Tony with it, and the Lady Eagles will reset on offense. Into the lane, kicks now. Latir Eason into the lane, blocked from behind, and a whistle and a foul. Looks like it will go against Alicia Goodwin.
Althoff has good quickness on the outside with Montrese Coggins and Goodwin, and Lish is a very smart player, moves her feet well, knows how to get off the ball, so I think that they can negate Hope's quickness on the perimeter.
That's 2 quick fouls on Goodwin. She'll have to come out. Eason misses the first free throw.
Coming in the ball game is number 54, LaShondra Harris. They call her the Chief. They say they remind her of Robert Parrish, never smiles. So there's your Chief, number 54 on the first lane block.
He told me Teresa Lish's dad, Rusty, gave her that nickname. Rusty, of course, the quarterback at Notre Dame and for the Chicago Bears. 2 missed free throws. It's 1-0 still. All the way to the hoop for Latier Eason, a sophomore, with the first field goal of the game.
And people hear about Precious Gaddis all along, but Latier Eason's statistics are favorable and maybe even better than Gaddis's. Latier Eason, number 3, as you said, a sophomore, an outstanding player.
Held to just 7 points last night. Not satisfied with her performance, and neither was her coach. Crusaders keep possession. Off the glass and no good, in the rebound to Jasmine Stewart, and a foul on Althoff. And the Chief, LaShondra Harris, picks up her first foul.
Althoff putting in just a little token pressure on. They're not going to trap out of this. They're just going to be a little bit of nuisance as Hope brings the ball off the floor.
3-0 our score. Opening minutes of play here in the second Class A girls semifinal at Redbird Arena on the campus of Illinois State University. Stewart from the baseline.
Stewart hit some big shots yesterday in their semifinal, in their quarterfinal victory. 2 big ones in the 4th quarter.
The Lady Eagles have hit both of their shots and lead at 5-0. Inside, the Chief with the miss. Pierce had the offensive rebound, lost it. Now here come the Lady Eagles the other way. Laying it in is Precious Gaddis. And Lori Crunk is forced to call timeout, trailing 7-0 here in the opening 2+ minutes. Here's a look at the team comparisons, Roger.
Once again, pretty similar. Althoff, obviously a higher scoring team, but Hope a little bit better field goal shooting team. Free throw shooting is excellent on both teams, 75 and 69. And Althoff probably has a little bit better domination on the boards. Lori Crunk couldn't have been very happy there at all, Lee, because there's really no excuse for getting beat down the floor on a fast break. And Althoff will start off about a step slow tonight. So Crunk, I'm sure, is trying to get her kids just to relax, go out and play their game. It's still plenty early.
Well, and we see this. We saw this yesterday. Teams will go on a run, and it looks like they're in control. And Wayne Hari and the Nashville Hornets can tell you all about that. The other team will go on a run. It's not so much. It's more of the timing of the run than anything. And you know, they saw Rock Island Allman come on with the run yesterday at the right time and trail most of the game and win.
Right, and again, with this man-to-man defense that Hope's running, I think Lish is going to have a lot of opportunities. Whether to score or pass, it doesn't make any difference. She is the leading assist player on this team as well, so as she penetrates, she makes her teammates better.
Seven nothing the score here, 5:13 to go, first quarter. And Lish twisted her ankle as she made that cut. And she
sure
is
did.
very slow to get up now.
Oh, I'm sorry to see that. She's going to keep playing. It'll stay warm right now, but you're exactly right, Lee. She planted it. It just didn't give a hold for her. That's a golden ankle right there, because if Althoff's going to win the gold crown today, that ankle's going to have to be good. And Coach Crunk is asking if she's okay.
Teresa Lish forced to come out, and she will go behind the Althoff bench and try to get that loosened up a little bit.
This now becomes a huge factor, Lee.
All the way to the hoop for Caitlin Pelker. And she gets Althoff on the board. And Latier Eason with the bucket, her second basket, and it's back to a 7-point Hope lead. And that pass too tall for LaShondra Harris as the Crusaders turn it over, trailing here 9-2 with 4:46 back after these local messages. And welcome back to Redbird Arena. Highs and lows for Chicago Hope. 98 against Clark out of Chicago on Valentine's Day. That was a heartbreaker for Chicago Clark. And then just 27 against Incarnate Word on November 26th. Belleville Althoff put up 84 on Mount Vernon back in January, and then only scored 39 against Carrollton earlier this week, but won that game.
We talked about at the onset, too, that Althoff has to step it up. Now, I'm telling you, Coggins and Goodwin and Mabry and Gears and Pelker can play. So they just got to step up their game with Lish out of the ball game.
Eason's shot is off the mark. Gears had it, and it will be Althoff ball. And how many times do you see it, Roger, when a team will lose a star player, that indeed happens? The rest of the team will step up and fill that gap.
Lish is going to get back in. She's going to be checking the scores table, I think, right now. But this is a very capable Althoff team. Very athletic, pretty strong down low. They just had a bad start.
Crusaders beat the pressure, but they will see that all afternoon.
And as we said, Lish is at the scores table, so she'll be coming right back in.
9-2, the Lady Eagles lead, rather.
And Michelle Mabry, 42 on the point. Hope's going to have to watch her. She's a good shooter.
Harris got away with bringing that down below her waist, got the shot off, but couldn't hit, and here come the Eagles the other way. That's the midway point here in the first quarter. It's all Hope so far. Cara Gray kicks it back out to Tony. Her shot is off the mark. Gears grabs the rebound, and she's fouled. That'll be the first foul against Chicago Hope. There you get a look at Janelle Spearman. Hope winning 14 of their last 15. They lost a public league championship game, but haven't lost a game since. And Althoff 16 straight. And their last loss coming last calendar year.
I thought Caitlin Pelker gave him some good minutes there, Lee, guarding Tony while Lish was on the bench.
We'll see how much of a factor she can be out there, and she's running in the offense and draws the foul there.
Well, right there I see, Lee, that maybe they're just going to play her down low. They don't think maybe she can penetrate with her ankle being as bad as it is. You might see her more on the blocks today than you did yesterday, where she was more perimeter orientated.
Crusaders inbound, trailing here by 7. Lish fouled on the reach by Laxavia Tony. The defensive stopper for Lady Hope. She held Montini's leading score to just 5 points in the Super Sectional.
Second personal, 13
She will try to stop Teresa Lish here today, or at least contain her 22.5 points game for the junior. All the way to the hoop. She made a nice move but couldn't finish.
Belleville Althoff in a 1-2-2 zone right now. They found they could not cover Hope in their man. Hope was 4 for 4 against Althoff's man-to-man.
They've since missed their last 2 shots.
The zone keeps the offensive team from penetrating as well, Lee, so they'll be forced to take outside shots. The penetration area is a little bit more crowded when you play this type of zone.
Well, and the Lady Eagles have 2 young ladies who have hit 53s or more. Easton's hit 50, Gaddis has hit 56 this season.
It almost looked like to me, too, Hope was trying to bring Althoff out of that zone. It looks like Tony was not really trying to penetrate.
Right.
As you see Coach Spearman there. We'll see what's going to happen here now when the inbounds ball to Easton. Easton's an outstanding player, but you hear only of Gaddis up here, but Easton's a tremendous player.
The Eagles almost turn it over, but get possession back with 2:15 to go. First quarter, leading at 9-2. And Latier Easton called for the carry in the lane. A little high with the dribble and got her hand under the ball and turns it over.
The one thing that's been a constant in this tournament, Lee, in the 5 games I've seen, is the outstanding officiating, and that call was exactly right. She let her hand get underneath the ball and took it over when she tried to spin.
Lish will run the offense from near midcourt, brings it up for the Crusaders. Gets the open 15-footer, leaves it short. Crusaders 1 for 7 now from the field. The only field goal coming from Pelker. That three is just a little long for Latier Eason. Lish grimaces as she made the crossover dribble, and now what a heads-up play. She just backed up a little and drew that foul, didn't she?
Exactly right. She knows where everybody is on the floor, not only ahead of her but behind, and that separates the good players from the great players. And there's no question why Teresa Lish is the first-team All-Stater. One other thing I want to mention here is that you might be seeing a forecast of next year's state championship game, because everybody on this floor right now is underclassmen. They'll all be back.
It's amazing the young talent that comes to state and plays so well. You see freshmen, you see sophomores. Saw Ellen Fennell for IVC yesterday play a whale of a game off the bench.
Another fact we haven't talked about yet, Alicia Goodwin, who's a key player to this team, sitting on the bench with 2 fouls. We'll see how quickly Coach Cronk will get her back in. I would guess maybe at the quarter, Lee.
Turnover that time for the Crusaders.
I don't think Hope will be in any hurry to score here with Althoff in their zone with a 7-point lead.
1 minute to go here in the first. It's all Hope. Plenty of hope. 9-2 the lead. And the Lady Eagles will be content to hold it here and try and draw Althoff out of that zone as time winds down. On the floor and off the glass, but missing is Tony. Crusaders almost turn it over there. They can get the last crack here and make it a 5, possibly. Check that. Yes, possibly a 5, possibly a 4-point game here with a 3.
Now, Montrese Coggins is a very good ball player with the ball. She's quick and can shoot threes. So if you play her too tight, she'll drive by you. If you lay off her, she'll shoot it over you.
Now the Crusaders will go into action here with 12 seconds remaining first quarter. Lish for 3. In for Lish, number 68 on the year. And Hope will run out of time. 1/10 of a second to go now. Big bucket there by Teresa Lish.
You can't score here. Just get the ball in bounds and try to regroup in the second quarter.
That's how our first quarter will end. Teresa Lish with just the second field goal of the quarter for the Crusaders as they make it a 4-point game. This IHSA basketball broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. And by your Peoria, Chicagoland, and Northwest Indiana Chevrolet dealers. Lee Hall, Roger Lowe Jr., Jim Albrecht, welcoming you back to Redbird Arena on the campus of Illinois State University. Here you get a look at the IHSA banner hanging high above the court here. Janelle Spearman, an Illinois State grad. She was manager for Bob Bender's men's team here, for Jill Hutchison's women's teams here at Illinois State. I said, did you, a lot of kids that manage in college go on and want to become coaches someday. I said, did you have that dream of becoming a coach? Not at all. She just loves the game, loves to be around it, couldn't play it. She says, I couldn't play it a lick. They had to really beg her to become a coach at Hope when they opened the high school 6 years ago, and she's done a marvelous job. 155-30 is her career record.
She certainly has a great understanding of this game, and as you see with the ball right now, Alicia Goodwin is back in the game with 2 fouls.
3-pointer. Check it. That's a 2 for Goodwin.
Goodwin has an outstanding shot, and if fans get to watch her again, she really puts a nice high arc on the ball, which gives the ball a better chance to go in the basket. And Althoff has run 5 straight points on Hope.
7-2 run. Trailed at 9-2 moments ago, but Hope has been very non-aggressive against that zone, willing to just pass the ball around with that 9-2 lead, and before you know it, Althoff's right back in it.
Yeah, my mistake, Lee. They're still in their 1-2-2, but they're coming out a little bit stronger on the ball. What Hope has to be careful of is getting a 5 count by being too closely guarded. If you're within arm's length of the ball, you've got to be able to get rid of the ball within 5 seconds, or you lose it.
And Eason lost it there. Quickly ahead Goodwin wasn't ready for it. She got it anyway, and now a whistle on the rebound.
That's a
It'll go against
foul.
the Crusaders.
That's Goodwin's third.
Althoff foul on 32.
Yeah, that's why Lori Crunk had her
Fourth team foul.
hands on her head. That was a tough call for the Crusaders.
And that's a big play right there. There's the 8th grade state champion in the 100-meter hurdles, and she's going to be sitting on the bench for the last 6 minutes and 23 seconds of this quarter.
Her 9.5 points and 4 rebounds a game, watching from the sideline as the Crusaders have fought back to get within 2 here in the opening moments of the second quarter.
You notice also Lish not playing the point on the zone anymore. She's playing the wing. You don't have to run as much on the wing as you do the point.
Gaddis with the air ball, but a foul on the weak side rebound will go against the Crusaders. It's on Pelker, her first. Oh, nice play by Eason. She bounced it off the leg of Michelle Mabry and got it back.
I really like Easton. I tell you, when I came in here this weekend, I'd never heard of her, but right now I think she is right at the top as the most valuable player on this team.
Well, she was named IBCA first team All-State today. Her teammate Precious Gaddis named second team. As Lori Crunk questions the officials on that last whistle.
All good free throw shooters will do the same thing every time, Lee, and you watch this. She'll dribble the ball 3 times and put it right up. Everything's the same. You should do this in practice, in the backyard, or in the semifinal game of the state tournament.
She's now 2 of 4 at the line. It's an 11-7 lead now for Hope.
Once again, Montrese Coggins, who has the ball right now, has got to be able to display her quickness, and again, an outstanding shooting ability.
Coggins' 3 is off the mark. Chandra Harris will check back in for Althoff on the next dead ball. Into the lane, Eason, jump ball call, and it will be Lady Eagles ball on the alternating possession. Here comes Harris back in. There's Janelle Spearman, doesn't seem to be too pleased with her head in her hands there. Eason will inbounds for the Lady Eagles with a 4-point lead. Into the lane, off the glass, no good. Jasmine Stewart, and Harris wrestles away the rebound.
She didn't play last year. She transferred in from Belleville East, so she came in at the right time here with this Althoff team.
Mabry for 3.
She's a 2-year starter and a very good outside shooter, as you saw right there.
And Althoff's back within 1.
Once again, you see Lish on the second part of the 1-2-2 zone. They got a little bit more quickness on the point with Montrese.
And the Crusaders take it away.
That was good defense.
Lish.
Good defense by the Chief there.
Pass goes through 2 Crusaders. Coggins' shot was no good, and the Lady Eagles come the other way.
I was so impressed yesterday with how Hope plays with just an unflappable style.
Good hustle. Leg, sprained ankle and all. Lish hit the floor there. Coggins no good. And Tony comes out of there with it. Eason. Nice move to the hoop. She hesitated just a little bit and threw the defender off and gets in there for the bucket.
Good call there, Lee. That's exactly what she did. She had her eyes in the basket, though. That's why the defender had to respect the jump shot and then took it right to the basket. Sometimes people make that move and they don't look at the basket, so you're not a threat to shoot if you're not.
Lady Eagles turn it over there, coming up with the defensive play. We're midway through the second quarter. Eason in the lane. Harris the rebound. She's come off the bench and made a difference. Mabry again.
33% field, 3-point shooter for the season, and she's hit 2 big ones here.
She ties the game with 3:35 remaining second quarter. What a nice comeback. We talked about ebbs and flows, and sure enough, this one favors Althoff after trailing it 9-2.
Four of these Lady Eagles played 32 minutes yesterday in this game. The other one played 29, so fatigue could be a factor. They're the team that played the last quarterfinal game last night.
Gaddis, no good. Eason, the rebound, puts it back up and good. Let's hear Eason, 14 points per game. She's got 8 of the 15 for Chicago Hope, and they lead it here again by 2. Lish for 3. Long rebound comes back to her, now taken away by Eason. She's ahead of the pack. Look at Lish hustling on the bad ankle and taking it away, but whistled for the foul. You have to love the hustle of Teresa Lish, Roger. My goodness, the ankle looked pretty solid there.
She came in and got in pretty good defensive position there, but Eason was just a little bit too strong with the ball, and Lish got a part of the hand.
7th team foul on Althoff.
2.
So Hope will be in the bonus for the final 2:46 of the half.
There's an 81% free throw shooter on the year. If you can watch the rotation, it's just about perfect.
I don't want to say that you put the hex on her, but I think you put the hex on her.
What's new in the zoo for me?
She's 3 of 6 at the line today, and it's a 3-point Hope lead. Back after these local messages. Back at Redbird Arena, it's been a back and forth affair here. Late in the second quarter, a 9-2 start for Chicago Hope, but then an 11-4 run by Althoff to get back in it. Yes, they have boogied their way back into this ball game. Can you dance like that?
Never could. One thing about Hope here is they've got 10 of their 16 points inside the paint. Althoff just has 2. So we're going to see if Althoff can get inside a little bit more. A lot of good things happen when you get the ball inside. And the Lady Eagles will come out in their zone now.
They lead it here by 3.
You would really call this about a 3-2 zone. 1-2-2 maybe in the old way to talk about it, but it's basically straight across the free throw line. It's a 1-2-2 zone.
Crusaders try to find an opening in that zone. Coggins, 3 is good, and she ties the game and a whistle down low.
These are the people of the league that we talked about that have to step up, and we've said this 3 or 4 times. Coggins can shoot that 3.
All-foul foul on 54, LaShondra Harris, her second personal.
Foul, you don't see that very often, a foul down low as the shot was made, no rebound, and the whistle on Harris is her second.
And the bonus.
Coggins tied the game with a 3-pointer, and Jasmine Stewart, 84% free thrower, tries to put Hope back on top, missed the first. Hope gets the rebound. Gaddis for 3. Here comes Lish, and that's the Crusaders' first lead of the game. What a comeback by Belleville Althoff, trailing 9-2. They now lead at 18-16.
And they've done this with Alicia Goodwin on the bench, Lee.
Lish now with 5. Three at the other end, no good by Eason. Gaddis chases it down, but she stepped out of bounds.
The Chiefs giving them a good inside presence, too. She's keeping balls alive on the boards, and right now, Hope's just getting one shot every time down the floor.
.135 left first quarter. It's a 2-point Althoff lead. They trailed it by 7 early. And now they can hold the ball as Hope falls back into the zone. Lish puts it on the floor. Can't finish again. Boy, you would think the problem would be her ability to get to the hole, but she's been able to do that. She just hasn't finished those drives.
What a good game so far by Stewart also. That's her 5th rebound.
Eason, tough shot in the lane. And a whistle over the back will go against Hope.
Just the 15th foul now for Hope, so Althoff still 2 away from shooting any free throws.
It's the first foul on Precious Gaddis. Althoff with the ball in the lead as we go into the final minute of the second quarter.
You play for one here, Coach?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I was going to say, especially if Hope doesn't press the issue, but they come out of that zone and put some pressure near midcourt here.
And as you can see, they're not looking at the basket right now. The count has started. Yep, she has to move the ball within 5 seconds.
She's getting in no man's land. There she was, but she passed out of the double team. You get trapped up against that half-court line, that acts as another defender. 23 seconds left.
Now you want to start taking your move to the basket with about 8 seconds lead. It gives you a chance to get an offensive rebound. Still plenty of time.
Mabry's hit a couple of threes here in the second quarter and traveled. Dragged her foot just a little bit. And it will be Hope, with hope of tying it here or possibly going ahead in the final 7 seconds. Eason for 3. And a foul will go against Hope. Takara Gray over the back.
That won't hurt him, though. That's just the 16th foul.
Takara Gray, her first personal 6 team foul.
Lish from half court.
Oh my.
A whistle almost as the buzzer went off, Roger, against Teresa Lish for the push as she was dribbling the ball up the floor. Interesting call. Lori Crunk looking for a...
I'm wondering why that's not an offensive, a player control foul.
It wouldn't be a shooting foul then, would it?
It's a player control foul. That's what I was asking, because she had the ball. There will be no free throw shot then, yeah.
There will be no shots.
Once you're in position of the ball lead, when you have the foul, no free throws are shot by the other team. That's a correct call. I'm glad Coach Cronk was right on top of it.
Nonetheless, that is the second personal on Teresa Lish. Althoff comes storming back after trailing 9-2 with a 16-7 run to take a 2-point lead into the locker room. As you see Lori Crunk going over strategy, and she's with our Jim Albrecht.
Well, that was quite the comeback. You're down 7-0. You're thinking, oh, no, the air's already gone, but you got the air back with 3-pointers.
Yeah, we've been actually in that situation a lot of times, not necessarily against such an athletic team, though, as Chicago Hope. So I was a little nervous this time, but, yeah, the girls, you know, they have fought back from games like this all year, so I was pretty happy with the way they come back. And then we got in some foul trouble, and Chicago Hope's athleticism, I think, is hurting us right now, so we just got to really focus on getting down on defense and stopping the drive.
And how is the ankle?
I don't think it's so well. I think she's playing the best she could probably play right now, and I think she's doing it for the team, and I think it's hurting her pretty good. She tweaked it again right down there in the first quarter, so I'm a little nervous about it, so hopefully she'll be able to pull through for us.
All right, let's get to the locker room.
Thank you so much.
Teresa Lish, of course, and Belleville Althoff leading it by 2, 18-16. We're back after these local messages. Hey, we are back at Redbird Arena. Another great semifinal game. Althoff leading Hope by 2. Of course, Alleman's already in. Don't forget this championship game and, of course, the consolation game tonight right here on the IHSA television network. On the floor of the Redbird Arena, of course, entertaining the fans and the players during breaks, of course, is the Sparta Band. And Jacqueline Cushman joins us live. She, of course, is the band director. And you've been at, do you need like a lot of cotton for your ears after 9 years of doing this? Or?
Yeah, I've definitely lost some hearing, I'm sure. Especially sitting down here by the rhythm section, definitely.
Let's hear it for the band director, guys. Woo! So
they've been up since about 3:33 this morning, so they're wired.
Aren't we all? So is it hard to collect a group of musicians, or there's a love for music in your school?
Yeah, there really is. We've got a great feeder school, and these kids are the ones that stick it through all the way, and they have really developed into a great group. This is the first time we auditioned for this, and we made it, and we're happy to be here.
All right, we're ready to hear the Sparta Band live. Take it away, guys and ladies. Messages.
And we are back at halftime at Redbird Arena, Class A semifinal game 2. Chicago Hope an early 7-0 lead, but Belleville Althoff has been on a crusade, all right. The Crusaders come back to lead it here by 2 at the break. Teresa Lish has really played well, but she's gotten a lot of help, too.
She really has. Michelle Mabry stepped up. We got 2 quick baskets there, and Coggins has played well on the floor as well. So I think one of the big keys, Lee, is they got to keep Alicia in the ball game in the third quarter. 3 quick fouls in that first half.
3-point shooting the difference for Belleville Althoff there in the second quarter. They hit 3 threes.
3 threes, and as you look at the statistics right there, neither team shooting very good from the field. Free throws, Althoff's not yet got to the line. 4-6 from Althoff, but 2 of those big ones by Mabry, and rebounds pretty much even. The points in the paint is a big factor here. Hope was able to penetrate against Althoff's man-to-man. When Althoff went zone, they shut them down completely there. Second chance points again. A lot of that is due to Jasmine Stewart. Jasmine Stewart's been doing a great job on the boards in this first half.
Individual scoring in the first half. It's Eason with 11 for Chicago Hope. Gaddis with just 3. She's had a tough shooting go of it. Precious Gaddis 1 for 5 to start. Mabry with those 2 threes in the second quarter. Lish with 5, and Coggins hit a 3 as well. 4 for 6 from 3-point range for Belleville Althoff in the first half, and they storm back to lead it here 18-16. We'll be back after this with some highlights of that first half for you coming back at Redbird Arena after these local messages. welcome back. 18-16, our halftime score. Let's go to Jim Albrecht. He is with Janelle Spearman.
Well, was it a pleasant halftime talk?
It was a motivating one. We were up 9-2, and then we just gave up the lead. We had them in the bonus early and foul trouble early, and I wanted to attack the basket, and then they began to shoot jump shots that were ill-advised and just didn't fall for us.
Do you have to extend your defense if they keep burying those threes?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They had 4 threes, 12 points from the three-point line, so definitely we're going to go out there and protect the line.
There's always hope. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
That is Janelle Spearman. Let's go back to Lee and Roger.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights, Roger.
Again, here's a good example of Pelker. She gave him some very good minutes in that first quarter there, and a nice left-handed shot.
That was the first bucket of the game for the Crusaders, who got off to a slow start, and then it's Gaddis answering at the other end.
And Stewart has played just a great game. Jasmine Stewart here with a nice jump shot, rebounding very, very well. And there's Lish again, doing what she does so well, penetrating and coming up with the jump shot.
Hit a big three here. 3 threes in the second quarter, and that one in the first from Lish.
And here's Latiria Eason. This is the girl that I think a lot of people are going to be hearing an awful lot about in the year. She's just a sophomore. She's a very good player.
Third quarter action coming up next after these messages on the IHSA TV network. Welcome back to the campus of Illinois State University, Redbird Arena. Belleville Althoff, the 18-16 lead over Hope here at the half. Roger, let's take a quick look and revisit your keys from earlier in the game and see how both teams are doing so far.
We talked about Hope had to play keep away from Lish. They've done a decent job with there. Remaining stoic, they've again have played a very low-key game. They don't get too high, don't get too low. And Precious and Few, all 5 starters have played 16 minutes. For Althoff, the golden ankle, and we can tell that it's not perfect. We talked about stepping it up. The other players have scored 13 of the 18 points for Althoff and get to the bench. They have yet to been able to get to Hope's bench. Hope's not in foul trouble at all right now.
2 starters with 2 fouls each for Hope, and Goodwin with 3 fouls for Althoff.
I kind of expected Hope to come out man-to-man because it's easier to cover the 3-point line playing man, but they're staying in their zone.
Mabry for 3. She hit 2 in the second quarter, but misses to start the third.
I don't think Althoff can man Hope right now, so I think you'll see a lot of this 1-2-2 zone.
And that's just an unforced error for Precious Gaddis. Just dribbled it right off her own leg.
Now, Alicia Goodwin, who's inbounding the ball right there, number 32, running up the sideline, is going to be a critical member of this second half. She hasn't played very long, just a few minutes in this game. She's the key.
Just 3 minutes in the first half. A foul for each minute.
One thing you can't do, though, Lee, is you can't do anything but be aggressive. You just got to play your game. You can't be looking at the scoreboard hoping a 4 does not come up on the board. So we're hoping Alicia can do that. Just a freshman.
And we played a little over a minute. Neither team has scored. Mabry throws it away. Check that. That was Gears who threw it away. Gaddis looks inside, gives to Gray. She kicks it back out. Eason for 3, off the mark, but there for the rebound. And the stick back is Jasmine Stewart.
Well, we've mentioned that all day long. That's a 6th rebound for Jasmine Stewart. Nice job. She's really come to play today.
4 points for Jasmine Stewart. And it's a 20-16 lead for Chicago Hope.
I don't want to keep beating the drum here, but Lish just is not, just can't get open like she did yesterday. She just doesn't have that quick first step. Hope's been able to cover her up pretty good.
18 all here. Correct myself there. I put the points on the wrong side. Gaddis puts it on the floor. Up strong and fouled on the way. She'll shoot 2.
And that's 4 for Alicia Goodwin.
Yep.
We're going to see this on replay. It was very, very close. Alicia Goodwin was just a half a step slow. Again, once again, the officiating has just been impeccable, in my opinion, in the state tournament. But that's a critical foul for the Crusaders, as she'll sit on the bench now, probably until the fourth quarter.
Gaddis 6 of 6 at the line last night in the win over Kankakee McNamara, 72% for the year.
Not only is she an all-stater, Lee, she's the #1 academic person in her class. That's the one thing that has just struck me at this tournament, how well-rounded these girls are. They just fascinate me with what they know and what they do.
And all these girls on Hope run cross country as Harris scores inside. Her first basket of the afternoon.
Nice move by the Chief, a good power move into the post.
Travel inside against Hope. Janelle Spearman told us earlier, all these girls run cross country. It's not an option, is how she put it. And they all run track for her after basketball's over. So when you only play 6 players, you have to be well conditioned, and that's part of the program for Chicago Hope. They trail it here. Althoff with a 1-point lead and in no hurry on offense against this zone. Tough pass by Mabry, tried to kick it inside and turns it over instead. Eason into the lane and scores.
Nice stutter step and go move by Eason there. Again, she looked at the basket, but forced the Althoff player up on her feet, and then she took her right to the basket.
So the seesaw goes back in Hope's direction. They lead by 1. We approach the midway point of the third quarter.
Now, if I was Hope, I'd be keeping my eyes on Coggins. Coggins is a threat from outside, and so is Michelle Mabry, 42. Those are the two that can hurt you, along with Leach all of a sudden.
Crusaders over and back. Coggins took her time getting there, and the Hope players almost caught up to her. 1-point game with 4:18 left in the third. Back after these local messages. And we are back at Redbird Arena, and a little plug for our friend Taylor Bell. Sweet Charlie Dyke, Cassie and Bobby Joe, the title of his new book. It's been about 30 years since somebody did a definitive book on IHSA March Madness, and Roger, I just got a copy of this, and I am very much looking forward to reading it.
You know, you talked about Coach Spearman forcing her girls to run cross country. All the successful coaches from the golden era work their kids hard, and so it's good reading, and I'd like to see our young kids read this, because this is where, you know, the things that they're doing right now, they need to thank those players and coaches from those years back that got them here.
Wish held by Latier Eason. That'll be 3 on Eason.
I really like Hope's attitude, Lee. I watched him last night, and I'm watching him today. They don't change expression. They just take it as businesslike out here, and it's fun to watch that.
Midway through the third quarter now, 1-point ball game. It was all Chicago Hope early. They led 9-2, but the Crusaders came charging back to take a 2-point lead at the half. It's a 1-point game here. Inside, Harris keeps it up high and scores. She only averages 3 points a game, but she's come off the bench to give the Crusaders 4 points and back to a 1-point lead. Gaddis for 3. And a big rebound from Michelle Mabry.
There's your 2-year starter. A very good defensive player, too, Michelle Mabry is. A very good contributor there by getting that rebound.
She's coming back from major knee surgery this past summer. A slow start to her season, but she is in fine form here today.
Spot up your shooters now. That's 22, 42, and 12. That's Mabry, Coggins, and Teresa Lish.
Might try to work a little high-low. Harris open a couple of times there. They didn't get her the ball. She's doing a nice job posting up. Instead, it's Lish. They call her for the travel.
And you can see why Lish led the team in assists there, too, because she can penetrate. Teams come up to try to guard her, and then she can dump it off to the low post players.
10 turnovers on the Crusaders. The winner here gets Rock Island Alleman for the state championship tonight. Gaddis. Nice move, but couldn't finish. And it's Gray running down the rebound. Lady Eagles rather will get another chance at it here with 2:32 to go, third quarter.
I know if Coach Cronk had her druthers, she'd be playing man-to-man because she played that for 32 minutes yesterday full court. But this is why she's got him here. She knows this team better than anybody, and this is their best defense right now to cover Hope in.
Eason for 3. It's her first 3 of the game, 51 on the season. I was just going to say that, ask you if you were a little surprised with 2 girls who've made over 50 pointers that they weren't attacking that zone a little more.
Yeah, that's something that I've been thinking about. And again, once a good shot there by Eason. Nice form, set up, shoulders are square.
Harris brings it down, jump ball, and it goes to Hope.
And you called it perfectly there, Lee. When Harris brought the ball down, then she allowed Laxavia Tovey at 5'6" to be able to get her hand on the ball.
And she did a good job, Harris did the last time when she scored down low, not doing that, not allowing the ball to be taken away or tied up.
Harris has given them a good game so far today. She's come off the bench and done what she's been asked to do.
Hope a 2-point lead. And content to work the perimeter here. Someone in the stands wants Precious to put the ball up. As a hush falls over the crowd here. Nice give by Gaddis to Jasmine Stewart for the layup.
If I gave a game ball right now, Jasmine Stewart's the one who's really taking this team on her shoulders. Obviously, your leaders are Easton and Gaddis. The Stewart's played a tremendous game on both ends of the floor.
Back to a 4-point lead now as we are under a minute in the third quarter. Mabry, baseline jumper is good. 8 points for Mabry.
She's a good shooter. That's 3 for 4 from the floor.
Gaddis will try the 3, rimming out. And the Crusaders will have a chance to tie or possibly take the lead here. Coggins fouled. It'll be on Ashley Brown.
Ashley did not play last night, so this is her first appearance in the state tournament.
Just a freshman. Janelle Spearman's had to work a couple of freshmen into her lineup after having 2 players quit about midway through the season. They're 12-1 since those 2 players left the team.
Addition by subtraction.
And another whistle and foul against the Lady Eagles. That one's on Stewart. That's her first. 18.3 to go here in the third. 2-point ball game. Althoff trying to get that lead back.
Now, once we get a layup, I'd be surprised if Althoff did not take the final shot. But
Eason takes it away.
Moot point now.
And she carried it again. That's the second time she's been called for that today.
Once again, if you're Hope, you've got to spot up on the 3 people who can actually really hurt you from the perimeter. That's the girl taking the ball out of bounds right now, Coggins. The girl's going to catch the ball, Lish. And number 42, Michelle Mabry.
Janelle Spearman says, why would you attack the basket with 13 seconds left and not pull it out?
Good question.
I'm guessing that's what she said. 6 seconds. Althoff down 2, Lish. puts it on the floor, pulls up, scores, ties it at the buzzer. Teresa Lish, 7 points, and she ties it up. We are all even going into the fourth quarter. This IHSA basketball broadcast brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services, real people, real answers, real quick, and by your Peoria, Chicagoland, and Northwest Indiana Chevrolet dealers. Eight minutes left in regulation as we start the fourth quarter. Teresa Lish beating the buzzer, tying the game at 26. Neither team able to take control of this one, Roger.
I'll tell you what, it's been fun coming down that last 8 minutes, and right in front of us right now, Alicia Goodwin back in the ball game with 4 fouls. She'll be inbounding the ball. Coach Lori Cronk would like to see 8 minutes out of Alicia in this fourth quarter.
Latier Eason leading the way for Hope with 16 points.
I was really impressed with Latier Eason yesterday, and now doubly so today.
Baseline jumper, Mabry. She's in double figures now with 10.
She's stepping it up, just like we talked about at the onset. 4 out of 5 from the floor for Michelle.
And that's a 6-0 run for Althoff.
2-year starter, Michelle Mabry, should be back next year. All the players on the floor just right now will be back next year.
Hope just 1 for 11 from 3-point range, Roger. Maybe that's why they're a little reluctant to attack the zone here.
The mind plays tricks on the body sometime.
Or not.
Or not. Man, she's been good today.
19 points for Latier Eason. That's 2 threes for her in the second half.
You can't tell on her face, though, whether she made that or shot an air ball. The expression just never changes on Latier Eason.
She was 0 for 5 from 3-point range last night. Not at all pleased with how she played. Very upset after the game, and she's come out here with a vengeance today. And a travel. Alicia Goodwin looked like stepped on the defender's foot a little bit and lost her footing and traveled.
But that's a dimension Goodwin can give you there with that quick step.
And here is the result from earlier today. Rock Island Alleman, the 5-point win over a very tough Sterling Newman team. So it will be Alleman with the championship game berth against the winner of this contest. Gaddis gets around the defense again, but she's not been able to make that shot today.
Wow. And
called for a charge.
Both players went down. I'd like to see a replay if we could. Yeah, here it comes. We're going to see if it was Goodwin who took the charge, because if it was a block, it would have been her 5th foul. Oh, my goodness. Alicia Goodwin did a great job, but that could have been her 5th. I clap my hands for you, Alicia. Nice play.
Gutsy play there with 4 fouls. You better
believe it. Oh, my.
Teresa Lish turns away from the defense, flips it up and good. What a nice move by Teresa Lish. She's got 9 points. And it's back to a 1-point Althoff lead.
You better remember that name, Alicia Goodwin. You're going to be hearing that for the next 3 years in high school athletics in our state.
Also plays volleyball for the Crusaders. This might come down to who has the ball last.
Absolutely. And as we said earlier, Alicia was a state champ last year in 8th grade in the 100-meter hurdle, so she does it all.
Precious Gaddis for 3. And the 3-pointer's starting to fall now for Hope.
There's your All-Stater stepping up right now, too. She's been quiet, only had 4 points at that point.
Now Hope with the 2-point lead. Lish flashes open in the lane, wanted the ball, didn't get it.
Again, you can see her playing a little bit closer to the basket than she did yesterday. You don't have to move as much when you play on the post as you do on the perimeter. You see Lish flashing up to the high post now.
She gets it back in the lane, has it taken away. Jump ball call, and it will be Hope basketball when we come back. Chicago Hope with a 2-point lead here, just about midway through the fourth quarter, back after these local messages.
4:43 remaining at Redbird Arena. Hope hanging on, 32-30. I was just in the Hope huddle, and the coach says we're going man with help, no turnovers. Every possession is golden. A, B, C, get those done, you win the championship, Lee.
All right, Jim. We appreciate that update. 4:43 to go here in the fourth, 32-30. Hope with the 2-point lead and the ball. And it's man-to-man this trip for Althoff, looks like.
I think they're still in the zone there. It looked like they had some man principles, though.
Althoff foul on 12, 3 for
Well,
Lish.
that's just going to confuse me if they do that.
Second team foul.
That's 3 now on Teresa Lish.
It's kind of interesting that Goodwin now is guarding Precious Gaddis.
Lish
Those are
went
4
for
fouls.
the takeaway. Getting her own shot back is Tony. Bouncing, no good. Crusaders can't hang on to the rebound, and it'll be blue ball. Hope was 0 for 6 from three-point range in the first half. 3 of 7 here in the second. Ooh, Eason went down. Looked like that hurt. She loses the ball. Flipping it up, but getting it back is Lish.
Just as good as a passer. They're using that backboard. Lish hustling down the floor.
Coggins flipped it up, tried to make something happen there as she fell down. Lish gets into double figures with 11. She averages 22. Three-pointer, just a little short. Gaddis chases it down. And the Eagles get another crack at it. Eason in the lane. 21 points for Latier Eason.
Now, if our spy is correct, if they're man-to-man, I think you want to watch 32, Alicia Goodwin, taking the ball to the basket. But Hope stays back in their zone.
3:30 to play in regulation. 2-point Hope lead. Boy, we've seen some great basketball.
Such competitive basketball. That's the thing that I'm going to hang my hat on. These girls have just played so hard. 32 minutes. Every game I've seen.
Lish in the lane. Bouncing good. Teresa Lish with 13. And it's back to a tie as we approach the 3-minute mark. 34 all. It might come down to the last possession. It might go to OT. 32 minutes may not be enough here. Tony off the glass and no good. Here come the Crusaders with a chance to take the lead back. Trailed at 9-2 early. We're even with 2:39 to play.
Now, Lee, with both teams playing zone, neither team's in foul trouble as far as team play here in the second half. Hope has 4 team fouls and Althoff 2, so you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive. Go for the ball.
Coggins hit the floor, lost the ball out of bounds, but it will remain Crusaders ball.
You can be a little bit more, as I said, you can be a little bit more aggressive. You see the scoring leaders, Easton with 21, Lish and Mabry in double figures for Althoff. You can reach a little bit more now because all you're going to do is have them take the ball out of bounds. They won't be going to the line.
Inbounds Lish, too far underneath to score, but she's fouled by Laxavia Tony, and that will be her third.
5th team foul, so Althoff has the ball out of bounds.
Foul, number 14, Laxavia Tony, her third personal.
Lori Crunk in her 7th year as head coach of Althoff. She took a year off when the Crusaders finished 4th in Class AA. Lish off the glass, doesn't get the roll that time.
These rims at Illinois State are extremely tight, so balls that hit the backboard, then hit the rim, have to hit the square just perfectly to go in.
Gaddis into the lane, lefty flip is no good. Rebound up and no good. Stewart gets the ball to fall.
Well, I'll tell you what, Teresa Lish is playing just on adrenaline and heart right now. She is just a shadow of what she was yesterday. But it's all about the team right now, Lee. This is the beauty about high school sports, college sports, being a member of a group, playing for a common cause.
Lish takes it to the hole. She traveled. Thought she might get the foul call there, but she traveled, and that's 15 turnovers now for Althoff.
Megan Gears leaving the game. Coming into the ball game is LaShonda Harris.
1:45 left. Latier Eason has done it all today. Season high 28 against Hyde Park earlier this year. She has 21 here today. Precious Gaddis takes it down the lane, fouled by Harris. Fouled on the shot. It'll be 2 free throws for Precious Gaddis.
Chandra actually had pretty good position right there, but just before contact, she moved her feet.
Third team foul.
3 free throws for Hope when we return. 1:23 left. Back after this on the IHSA TV network. And there's a look at the game reset. Hope with a 2-point lead. Janelle Spearman with all of her timeouts, just 1 for Althoff, and neither team in the bonus. As you mentioned, the possession arrow points toward the Crusaders.
Well, every possession obviously very important for Althoff right now, but you've got to go to your money, people. And Althoff knows what side their bread's buttered on. I'm certain of that.
Precious Gaddis, 72% free thrower.
It's interesting to watch how low she starts the ball when she shoots her free throw. Start below the waist. But you can't argue with the results.
He makes both. And it's 38-34, a 4-point lead. They led by as many as 7, did the Lady Eagles.
Man-to-man for Hope right now, too.
And a foul will go against Tony, but as you mentioned, they're still not in the bonus, so that's not that bad a play to be aggressive on the drive there.
That's right, they had that one to give. That's their 6th.
That's 4 now on Laxavia Tony.
Hope's going to play man-to-man on the sideline out of bounds. I'm going to tell you, I think you need to keep your eye on 22 Coggins and 32 Goodwin for penetration.
Goodwin has just 1 basket. She's battled foul trouble all day. Lish's 3 is off the mark. And Gaddis comes away with a rebound, and she's quickly fouled by Goodwin, and that will be her 5th. Tough afternoon for Alicia Goodwin, the freshman.
I'm not surprised to see number 10, Caitlin Pelker, enter the game because they need more speed with Goodwin fouling out. They need more speed in the ballgame to try to chase the delay game, possibly of Hope.
Janelle Spearman told her team coming down here that all these games would be close, and they've got a close one here. 1:06 left. Hope leading it 38-34. The winner gets Rock Island Alleman for the state championship.
Good play again there by Pelker, stopping the clock. That's only the 15th foul, so they got another one to give. One thing you want to try to do, though, Lee, is you want to try to be aggressive and go for the ball, not just fouling them necessarily, but actually try to go for a steal.
Foul was on Coggins. And Latier Eason forced to call timeout with 1:04 left as they try to inbounds the ball.
Outstanding defense right there by Althoff. That's what's needed.
Janelle Spearman also told her girls coming down here to Normal that you're going to have to step it up. You can't just play the way you've played all year. You've got to give me more. She didn't feel like she got that last night. She told them after the game, you owe me one.
That's right.
And Latier Eason has paid her back today.
Oh, man, she's played great. Now, what Coach Crunk is talking to her kids about here, we really got to be aggressive. We got to go after the ball. We still got a foul to give. And if they put anybody on the line, they should put number 23, Takara Gray. She's the only free throw shooter that's shooting less than 70% for Hope. Fascinating numbers for Hope. Eason at 81, Gaddis at 71, Tony at 77, and Stewart at 84.
And there's the reset again. Now just 2 timeouts for Hope. And Althoff will shoot 1 in bonus on the next foul. The other thing we want to I'm sorry, Roger, go ahead.
If I could just repeat that point again, Gray is the one that you need to, by your scouting report, she's the one that you need to foul, even if she does not have the ball. You can hold her, you can do whatever you want to do here, but you want to try to put her on the line.
You talk about Hope being so good at the free throw line. That's about all they can practice in their gym. They've had severe water damage. Can't practice in their gym. They've had to practice at the Park District gym nearby. And in the regionals, they didn't get to practice that week because the over 50 league started. So they didn't even get to practice during regionals. So hopefully somebody can step up and help Janelle Spearman and the kids at Hope and get that floor taken care of.
That's right. These kids have gone through an awful lot. A lot of sacrifices for the Hope girls.
1:04 left. Gaddis on the inbounds, guarded and fouled by Caitlin Pelker.
Okay, now let's just see what's going to happen here. I don't think you want to put any of these other girls on the free throw line. They're just too consistently good. And number 24 here for Belleville Althoff is making the defense. Ellen Keefe on Hope. That's who you want to foul right there.
And they did. Takara Gray was looking for anybody to give the ball to in a blue shirt.
Now, right now, Takara Gray has not taken a shot in this game, and she's asked to go to the line now to shoot huge free throws. 59% free throw shooting.
Wow, cold-blooded, just steps up there and drains it. Wow, he gets a hand from her coach.
Every other free throw shooter on this team over 70, and she sticks up there and makes the biggest free throw of her life, probably. Man.
6-0 run for Janelle Spearman's team here in the final minutes of this game. 40-34. Time running out on Teresa Lish. Throws it up and good. She's got 15. Back to a 4-point game.
Althoff couldn't have done it any better. They put the right player at the foul line. I think I'd still try to do the same thing, Lee.
Tony gets it and won't give it up that time, and she will go to the line. 77% free thrower.
Now you watch Xavier Tony when she goes to the free throw line. Again, everything exactly the same. She'll just take one bounce and put the ball up. And again, for you young people watching the game, everything has to be exactly the same, no matter whether in your backyard or playing in the semifinals. One bounce and the ball goes up.
She has not shot a free throw today. Makes the first. She was a freshman on the 2003 state champion, so she's been in pressure situations and been here before. Misses the second, though. 41-36. Lish with it. Double team, passes out of it. Coggins, no good. Rebound. Crusaders again with 30 seconds now. Lish flips it up, steps through and draws the foul. A heady play by Teresa Lish. And she will go to the free throw line for 3 attempts.
It's a game of inches. That could have been a 4-point play right there. 5 fouls.
Xavier Tony fouls out with just the 1 point she made there at the free throw line. 0 for 5 from the field.
But you know, she gave him a great floor game. Xavier Tony did a tremendous job of getting the ball to the right people at the right time. She had 3 assists. She also had 5 rebounds, and Xavier's only 5'6", so she gave him a good floor game.
Lish goes to the free throw line for the first time today. 13 of 15 in the win against Paris last night.
Jackway Gray in the game now, a freshman. This might be someone you want to put on the line. She's been sitting there for a long time.
Just a little short. Good form, but the legs are not what they were at the beginning of the day. Janelle Spearman, 27.8 seconds away from playing for her second state championship. Teresa Lish trying to keep the hopes alive for the Crusaders.
Althoff with 1 timeout too, Lee, so if they get a basket, they can stop the clock.
Bounces the second one, no good. Gaddis lost it out of bounds. It'll be Crusaders ball. It's still a 2-possession game with 27.1 seconds to play. Crusaders inbounds to Lish, and she's fouled.
Isn't it interesting that Jackway Gray right there, number 21, was guarding Lish, the all-stater, and Gray just came in off the bench, and they're asking her to guard one of the better players in their state.
Lish is line shooting 1, and the bonus.
Lish just went 1 for 3 at the line.
Again, we're talking strategy here right now. I think Gray is your first option to foul right there in the back of your screen, number 21, as you see Teresa Lish getting close to her average.
Back to a 1-possession game now. Lish can cut the lead to 2, and does.
Okay, you've got 2 people now that are questionable foul shooters, and that's not one of them.
Hope doing a good job of getting the ball to the right person. Precious Gaddis, 72% at the line. She got a pretty good knot on her head from last night's ball game, falling and hitting the floor here. She's spent some quality time with the ice bag today.
The inside players for Althoff have got to make sure they make contact with the middle stall Hope players. You've got to box out. You can't give them another shot here.
5 of 7 now at the line for Precious Gaddis.
The big players step up, don't they, Lee, in big games?
This would make it a 2-possession game, but she missed. Lish the rebound with 25 seconds left.
And Althoff has a timeout left.
Lish double team, passes out of it, and Lori Crunk calls timeout with 17.4 seconds left. A 3 would tie it for the Crusaders.
Now the problem with this is that Althoff cannot stop the clock. If they get a basket, let's say down 6 seconds, Hope can hold the ball out of bounds because Althoff is out of timeout. So obviously Althoff's got to get a quick hitter here with 17.4 seconds left to go. They've got to get a basket 10 to 12 seconds to force Hope to have to bring the ball in bounds.
Hope the 42-39 lead. On the record, no girls state champion in 28 years of competition has won that state championship with more than 6 losses. Benton did it with 6 losses in 1980, and the Hope Lady Eagles trying to accomplish that here today.
Now, if I'm Janelle Smearman in that huddle right now, I'm telling our kids, the Hope kids, we've got to play tough defense 10, 12 seconds, make Althoff move the ball 2 or 3 times, make them take some time off the clock, because the clock right now is Althoff's enemy. If Althoff makes a basket lead with 6 to 7 seconds left to go in the game, it's over. Because by the time Hope gets their hands on the ball, the clock will run out.
17.4 left. Do they have to go for the 3 here almost, don't they?
I think so, Lee. I think they would have to shoot the 3.
They can't stop the clock. Ooh, dangerous pass there. Coggins has it. 14 seconds to play.
The girl with the ball right now, Mabry, is now standing 3-point shooter. So is Coggins. So is Lish.
Lish double teamed out of the arc, looking for an opening. Flips it up. This would tie it. No good. Tip. Coggins races for the 3-point line. Lish the buzzer. Oh my goodness. Teresa Lish just off the mark. Kind of a desperation 3 there.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
What a great job. What a great job. And you know, the last 2 or 3 shots that Teresa missed, and you brought it up, were short shots. So we're going to take another look at this shot.
That was a long 3 attempt by her too. Coggins had the first one.
It's desperation.
Got the rebound, yeah.
But as you can see, it hits short on the rim, and a lot of times that can just be the legs that you don't get into the shot. Once again, you see how everything is unfolded here. Lish again has to fight through screen after screen after screen to try to get open. This is the initial play. The ball will kick out long here off the rebound.
Coggins grabs it.
And the ball just is right on line. I mean, it's directly on line.
She's out on that Valley logo, and that's about a 25-footer. That's pretty tough range. Janelle Spearman's team will play for the state championship tonight. She's with Jim Albrecht.
Well, first of all, when you were congratulating the other team on a great effort, you had a conversation with Teresa Lish. What did you say?
I told her she was by far the best player in the tournament. I mean, she played a phenomenal game and on a bad ankle. She's an awesome player. I mean, she's an awesome player, and that just showed the determination and the drive that she had as a player.
With over a minute left, you said, hey, we make our free throws. Okay, we make our free throws. You did.
That we did, you know, and we were able to not nail down our free throws under pressure. We missed 8 free throws in the first half, and that's unusual for us.
Well, you're back again. 2 years ago, you won the state championship. Will that help your anxiety tonight?
I think so, and I think these girls have played phenomenal despite our mistakes, but I think their driving force is they have the 2003s that they see often, and, you know, they sport a ring, and these don't.
Well, you got all of them tonight. We'll see you after 8:30.
Thank you.
And, of course, Latier Eason is here. And very quickly before we go back to Lee, Latier on a tear. You were just awesome today.
Thank you, but we have to come out in the second half and play aggressive because we were scoring back-to-back baskets, and we have to come out and play hard. Our coach told us if we want to play at the 8-15 game, then we have to come out and play aggressive.
Well, that you did. Go get ready for a championship game.
All right.
That is Latier Eason. I'm Jim Albrecht. Let's go back to Mr. Lee Hall.
All right, Mr. Albrecht. Well, Latier did an excellent job of listening to her coach, didn't she?
It tickles me to watch Latier talk there because she's just so stone-faced, and they just came down with such an attitude down here that they're coming down to take care of business, and she's an outstanding player. You hear about Precious Gaddis, but Latier Easton is every bit as good.
All right, we will be back after this on the IHSA TV network. Don't go away. Chicago Hope with the win over Belleville Althoff in our second semifinal. That sets up tonight's state championship game between Hope and Rock Island Alleman. It'll be Sterling Newman and Belleville Althoff tonight at 6:30 for the third place game. And Roger, I've really been impressed with the competitiveness of the games that you and I have seen here. The first two games yesterday, Alleman against Nashville, IVC against Sterling Newman, and then this one here today.
Just about every game we've seen in this tournament has been a 32-minute, 94-feet battle, and I don't expect anything different tonight. I would like to give props, though, to Takara Gray. I was telling her to put her on the line, and she shut me up, and she hit two huge free throws for Hope to put them in the 8-15 game tonight.
Well, that was the right call, and she did what she needed to do. And again, here are the games for you tonight. Roger and I will be back for the consolation game, the gut check game as we like to call it, Newman and Althoff at 6:30, followed by Rock Island Alleman and Chicago Hope, a couple of former AA schools battling for the Class A state championship here tonight at Redbird Arena. We hope you've enjoyed it. For Jim Albrecht, Roger Lowe, I'm Lee Hall. So long, everybody, and we'll talk to you tonight from Redbird Arena.